Right, so welcome to the charts, guys. I'm going to be taking you through how I trade EURUSD. Firstly, I don't use trend lines, but this is just trend lines to show you that the overall pattern on EURUSD for the past months has been very, very, very bearish. Now there's some key zones on the monthly patterns. You can see here that we are reaching a little bit of a resistance area, so we could potentially see the break to the upside from this. Another area would be here. Right. Now we're gonna go down to the 4-hour. So most of these levels are marked out for me. So I know the overall trend of the market. But like especially now this week, we had some moments where the market was potentially we were seeing buys and sells. Like I know there was one day where almost everyone in the group got taken out at either break even or at stop loss, and then it would go in direction. Then it was very choppy. So you can trade those types of markets, but generally speaking, a lot of the people that we saw, they got chopped up on that day. Then price started to rally to the upside. We could see a little more potential. But essentially for Monday, what I'm going to be looking for now, right? So we've seen this level break here, right? We saw that's a liquidity grab. So I'm essentially going to be looking for buys, right? Because liquidity has been pulled, has been broken, and there's a lot of buying momentum coming out of this area. Now, is that essentially meaning that I don't see any sales coming through? No, we could definitely see sales coming through. You can look at liquidity from both areas. There's some liquidity coming from here. I mean, you've got these equal highs here essentially, so you could see this as a liquidity grab as well. But you just have to trade what the chart shows you on the day, on the lower time frames. What is the chart showing you? But now we know, like, okay, potentially, if I'm going to trade the buys, I would like price to pull back, and I'd like to buy from here, from this area here, and then look at how price is wicking, and that's when I'm going to start looking for the buys. All right. And yeah, so now we know for what we're looking at. We're going to mark out the buy area that we're looking at. We'd look to take this. Right, now why would we buy from this area? Well, we could see the buys coming from here as well, but I'd like to see the buys break this liquidity here, because this is the 4-hour and this is where everyone's going to be buying. Stop losses are going to be here. So you'll see now on the lower time frames. I can see it on the higher time frames, but you'll see now why we would find entry on the lower time frames. So we will now go at 15. Now you'll see my area. Right. Now you'll see my area. Why are we looking for price to break these lows here? Because these are obvious lows. This is liquidity that needs to be grabbed. Where I'm going to look to get in is not some of these people would like to buy from this, the lowest of lows. No. Some of the people would like to buy from this fair value gap here. No. To me, right, on my strategy right now, my buys that I'm going to be looking at is here, because we can see how price has been wicking from this area and it's been fading. We had a break and there was what? A fake out, right? So we had the break and then it came right back in, and that's within 1 15-minute candle that this price broke. It got all these sellers in the market, liquidity grab up, right? There's a lot of structure to the upside. Now I would like to see this zone area broken, and I would have my stop loss just below this area here, because if price breaks this, then we know that price is going to go and rally to the downside more, right? Now, if on Monday market opens and there's some movement, by the time I'm coming to the market and the market looks different, I'm not set on this setup, but this is just what I'm seeing in the market, right? And for me, I would probably be looking, right, to target. If I'm targeting the buys, a safe exit would be here, right? But realistically speaking, we should see price at least rally up here, right? Now, you can go down to the 15-minute and see where price is rallying to, right? Now you see that's NFP. So It's difficult because this needs to be filled. This gap needs to be filled in the market. But realistically speaking, I would be looking to get a 1 to 2. Now, what I will do, right, is you can wait, as you'll see now. What we can see price do is this on the 1 minute, right? Let me take this back. Now we go to the 1 minute. Now, what we could possibly see, and this is setups I've taken before, is now we wait. When price starts to come to our area, right? So let's say we were supposed to be selling from here. This is our sell. This is the buy setup we have. Now let's say and our stop loss supposed to be like up here, right? Now that's the setup that we have. This doesn't give me much confidence to be selling. So I'm gonna wait for price to start to wick from my area of interest, right? So now price comes up here and you can see here on the 1 minute. These candlesticks are wicking. That means that the buying pressure, or in our case, the selling pressure, would be slowly dying out, and there's buying pressure coming in, right? I would be getting in then on this, and this will then, in turn, take our risk reward and make it a much better trade. So you have to wait on the lower time frames to wait for that entry. If I see price is wicking, right? If I see prices wicking like this and it's just making wicks, I know, right, I can now get in on my trade. Now, what I would do, I always have two attempts at a trade. I don't always just take one trade if it's wrong, you know, because I trade now, what I would do is get in and have my stops below the wicks, right? Now, yes, price can rally and it can come and stop me out, no problem. Then I'll wait for the second setup, right? Now we wait and we give patiently wait for price to show that it can wick. It doesn't mean that if price just comes into your area and it's down here that you should just buy and risk it for the biscuit. Because realistically speaking, you want to wait. And yeah, maybe sometimes price can come down into your area and you buy it and you get it perfectly. But what I'm waiting for is price to come down and start wicking. You, even if you miss the first entry and it pushes up, wait for the retest. Wait for price to pull back and enter on the pullback. Stop loss below the low. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking for this week. I just thought I'd make a short little video for you guys. Yeah, we'll wait now this week and see. We could still see some potential sells coming through. I mean, yeah, I mean, look at this double top. I'd wait for this liquidity to be grabbed here and essentially sell from there. But yeah, we wait. Remember, we don't predict, we react. So yeah, that's just my weekly outlook. Well, my outlook for Monday. That is my pre-market outlook. But yeah, let's wait and see. We'll see if we have a good week.